All right, let's jump into chapter 19 of name of book, The Gatekeeper to Eternity.
Oh, yeah.
This chapter is all about, intention and how that energy can, shape reality.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting, huh? It's like a guide to, building the life you want.
It really is.
What I find fascinating is, the author's approach.
Yeah.
It's not like super theoretical about energy, but more like practical.
Right.
With techniques and exercises you can, actually try out.
That's right.
Which is perfect for our deep dives.
Absolutely.
So the chapter kind of starts off with this concept of two types of energy, right?
Mm.
Physiological energy.
Right.
Which is, basically your physical strength. And then there's this free energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more I think, your life force.
Yeah.
The energy behind, your intentions and stuff.
That's right.
And the author really focuses on this free energy.
Yeah, and that's what I find so interesting.
Yeah.
Because this free energy, that's what the author argues is really crucial for shaping reality, It's the driving force behind everything,
Yeah, right.
Like creation, manifestation, all of that.
Yeah.
And the chapter suggests that this energy can change
So
throughout our
I
lives.
can go up and down.
Exactly.
Well,
And that's where that whole analogy comes in,
Yeah. Oh, right. With
The old woman.
the old woman. Yeah.
Suddenly, she gets this burst of energy and
Yeah.
she's running, jumping around like she's young.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a pretty powerful image, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really shows you that this energy isn't necessarily tied to age.
Right.
So
we can have that kind of energy at any point.
Exactly. And I think it highlights the potential we all have.
Oh.
Regardless of our age, or our physical condition.
Yeah.
It's suggesting that maybe we have more of this energy than we realize.
Oh.
But it's often blocked or, misdirected.
So then that begs the question, if we have all this energy, why aren't we
Right.
living the dream?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So the chapter kind of dives into that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It lists things that drain our energy, like unrealized intentions, right?
Mhm.
Or getting caught up in external forces,
Mhm.
always reacting instead of acting.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's we're always on the defense.
Yeah.
Right.
And it goes deeper. It talks about these burdens we all carry, obligations and guilt,
Mhm.
inferiority, all those things that just kind of weigh us down,
Exactly.
Yeah. And keep us from that energy.
Yeah. And they keep us from fully accessing it.
It's we're carrying these suitcases full of shoulds and have tos.
Yeah. It's a great visual.
Right.
Yeah.
The chapter's letting go of these is the first step to reclaiming that energy. But how do we actually do that? Right. It's easier said than done,
It is. It's not always so easy. Yeah.
to let go.
No, it's a process.
Right. So the chapter gives us some different approaches, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, consciously shifting your focus.
Okay.
So instead of
Yeah.
forcing yourself to quit something cold turkey,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you manage it,
Right.
turn it into a partnership
Mm-hmm.
until you're ready to fully let go.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So it's kind of finding a way to coexist with that burden for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
That makes sense.
until you're strong enough to fully let go.
Yeah, until you can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see how that'd be more sustainable for some people than just
Absolutely.
that drastic change overnight.
It's about finding what works for you.
Right.
And the chapter really emphasizes that
Yeah.
throughout,
Right.
There's no one size fits all.
Right.
What matters is being aware of what's
Yeah.
draining you and consciously,
Right.
choosing to address it
Yeah, okay.
in a way that feels right.
Gotcha. So decluttering our
Yeah.
mental, emotional baggage,
Mm-hmm.
that's one way to free up energy.
Yeah.
What other methods does the author suggest?
Well, the chapter then introduces this idea of exercising your energy channels.
Oh, interesting.
You can think of it like working out, but for your energy field.
Oh, wow.
It involves visualization techniques and movements to, activate and strengthen those pathways.
Okay, so this is where it starts to get a little,
Yeah. Ooh.
Right, yeah.
The chapter mentions these rising and descending energy currents.
Right.
Which I know that might sound
Yeah.
a little out there.
A little out there to some people.
Right.
But I think it's all about, focusing your attention.
And intentionally moving your energy,
Okay.
you know?
So it's like you're being mindful of
Right.
where that energy is going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And learning to direct it,
Gotcha.
you know?
So visualization is key here.
Yeah, imagine that energy flowing through you, you know, growing stronger each time.
Like you're charging a battery or something.
Exactly. It's like training, you know?
Yeah.
You might feel drained after, you know,
Oh, right.
a hard workout, but that's a sign you're working those energy muscles.
Oh, so that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It means, you know, you're making progress.
Don't be discouraged if you don't see results
It's
immediately.
absolutely not. Just keep practicing, and you'll start to feel that boost.
Gotcha. So we've talked about clearing out energy drains and, exercising our energy channels.
Yeah.
Are there any other ways to boost our free energy levels?
Well, the chapter highlights one more approach. Cleansing the body.
Oh, good.
Specifically through, you know, what you eat.
Oh, okay. So dial.
Exactly. Think of it like this. You know, if you have a clogged pipe, the water flow is going to be weak.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you try, right?
Yeah.
But if you clear the blockage,
Yeah.
then the water flows freely.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of like
It's like that.
eating clean, like cleaning out the pipes.
Yeah, allowing that energy to flow.
Oh, okay. So it's like making space for that energy to move better.
Exactly.
That's a pretty straightforward concept, I think, for most
I
people.
think so too.
Even if they're not into all the energy stuff.
Right.
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 So, okay, that's diet.
Yeah, and there's also meditation, which is a whole other
All right.
thing.
Yeah, we can save that for another time.
Yeah, that's a little more
Reasonable.
advanced, you know.
Right.
Right.
But for now.
Okay, so we've talked about ways to boost energy, but like, why is this important? Oh, that's the exciting part.
Okay.
The chapter suggests that, having high energy brings all sorts of positive effects,
Okay, like what?
like increased inspiration, more optimism, and
Wow.
even faster manifestation.
With a big claim.
Yeah, but the author compares a person with high energy to a powerful transmitter,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Yeah.
sending out thoughts and intentions with more force,
Okay.
making them more likely to materialize.
But it's not about, like, forcing it, right?
Right. It's not about like willpower, you know.
Instead?
It's more about aligning yourself
Yeah.
with the flow of energy,
Right. Yeah.
becoming a conduit
Yeah.
for creation.
Gotcha.
It's about that connection with the world around you,
Right.
feeling like you're a part of it, but also the
Yeah.
master of your own reality.
That sounds challenging.
It can be, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's like, trying to control your body when
Mhm.
you're healthy, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
But if you're like sick or even shy, that control can get disrupted.
Right.
It takes effort to rebuild that connection.
Yeah. So the chapter gives us some tips for that, right?
Yeah, it talks about paying attention to your surroundings,
Yeah.
feeling connected to them,
Mhm.
looking for those links between you and the world.
Like becoming more present,
Exactly.
right? More mindful
That's it.
of like all the little details.
Mhm.
And then from that place,
Yeah.
you can,
You can start to,
exert more control.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of like focused intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like simply wishing for something without like directing your energy.
Yeah, it's not enough.
They won't really
Bingo.
get you anywhere.
It's like the difference between a laser beam
Oh,
and a dim lamp.
okay.
So
it's like
intention needs to be directed.
focused.
Yeah, purposeful.
Okay,
Of
yeah.
impact.
And the chapter says, where attention goes, energy flows.
Right.
It's not about like being tense or anything, but it's
Right.
about being mindful,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Intentional with your thoughts and actions.
Mhm.
And the chapter even suggests just simple things like just,
Yeah.
being mindful of what you're doing in the moment
Right.
can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
And it ties back to that whole idea of like,
Yeah.
aligning the image in your thoughts with
Wow.
the reality you want. So
Yeah.
it's like consciously shaping the reflection.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of mirrors,
Mm-hmm.
the chapter introduces this concept of like individual layers of reality,
Yes.
which I thought was really interesting.
I love that part.
It's like each person has their own layer
Uh-huh.
within the greater world.
Yeah.
And the quality of that layer, it's like, it depends on your thoughts and actions.
Yeah. And that layer can have, lighter or darker hues,
Oh.
depending on like how negative a person's thinking is.
Oh, so it's like if you're always focusing on what you don't like,
Mm-hmm.
on like all the bad stuff,
Yeah.
your reality will reflect that negativity.
Exact. Right.
But if you're like,
yeah.
thinking positive, good vibes,
Mm-hmm.
your layer becomes like brighter.
Yeah, more vibrant.
Oh, I love that.
It emphasizes cleaning up our mental and emotional space.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but some of that stuff is harder to get rid of, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like guilt or inferiority complexes,
Yeah.
fear, doubt.
Those are like deeply ingrained patterns.
Yeah, they're like aches and pains.
Yeah, exactly. Mental and emotional aches and pains.
Mental and emotional, yeah.
But the chapter,
Yeah,
it gives us hope.
it does.
It suggests that even these like really stubborn blocks can be addressed.
Yeah.
And it has this great analogy.
Oh, I love that analogy.
It's like you're going on this bus trip to manifest a desire, but along the way, you keep picking up these unwanted passengers, which represent like your negative feelings and beliefs.
Your red baggage. Right.
Yeah, your baggage, exactly.
Yeah.
So guilt hops on, self-importance, then fear. You know,
And pretty soon,
yeah,
the bus is overloaded.
can't even reach its destination.
Yeah. That's a great image, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so clear.
Yeah.
And the chapter identifies like guilt as one of the worst offenders.
It's like the ringleader.
Right. Because it leads to that self-punishment, which lowers our energy.
Right.
And then it attracts those manipulators, right?
Exactly. Those energy vampires.
Yeah, exactly.
Who feed off that.
Oh, it's a vicious cycle.
It is.
But
Yeah.
how do we break free?
Well, the chapter suggests that guilt, a lot of times it's instilled, in childhood.
Okay.
So to address it, we need to stop justifying ourselves.
Okay.
Be mindful of our actions and only explain them when necessary.
Okay, so it's like kind of setting boundaries.
Exactly.
Taking ownership.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
And that leads us to another energy drain, which is the inferiority complex.
Right.
That feeling of like not being good enough.
Yeah, not worthy.
Yeah. And that can really seep into everything.
It can really affect everything you do.
Yeah. And here's the thing. The harder you try to prove yourself,
Right.
the less you actually have it.
Exactly. It's like a paradox.
It's a trap, yeah.
It is.
So the chapter suggests that we redirect our intention.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
So instead of trying to
Instead of showing off.
Yeah, show off or prove yourself.
Let people just
Exactly. They'll sense it.
sense it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like cultivating that genuine self-esteem from within.
Yeah.
Rather than seeking like outside validation. That makes a lot of sense, but it's,
Yeah. It's easier said than done.
it is. It's tough.
It is.
But speaking of tough things,
Uh-oh, what's next?
fear, doubt, stress,
Oh, yeah.
the trifecta,
The big ones.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Major energy drains.
Oh, yeah. They can create a real downward spiral.
Yeah, it's like the chapter reminds us
Yeah.
that whatever we focus on, it like expands.
Uh-huh.
So if we're focusing on those anxieties.
Yeah, just amplifies them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we're standing in front of that mirror again.
Exactly.
And whatever we're projecting,
It comes right back to us.
it comes right back. So if it's fear and doubt,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we're going to see.
That's what we get. Yeah.
So how do we break free from that?
Well, the chapter offers a
Yeah.
counterintuitive strategy.
Okay.
It says accept the possibility of failure.
Wait, so you're saying we should just give up?
No, not at all. It's
Yeah.
not about giving up,
Right.
but it's about detaching
Okay.
from a specific outcome. It's about trusting that even if things don't go as planned,
Yeah.
there's a bigger picture,
Okay. Okay.
that will ultimately lead you where you need to be.
So it's about like surrendering to the flow.
Exactly.
Trusting that the universe
Yeah, has your back.
has your back.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it also requires action,
Okay.
not just, planning and worrying.
Right.
So focus on visualizing the end goal
Mm-hmm.
and taking steps in that direction.
So it's that balance,
It-
like between intention
Yes,
and surrender.
it is. It's a beautiful balance.
Right.
Yeah.
Effort and allowing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that brings us back to those mirror principles.
Oh, yeah, the mirror principles.
Those.
Yeah, they're like the foundation.
The foundation of this whole chapter.
Yeah. Refresh my memory. What are they again?
Okay, so the first one is
Yeah.
stating the amalgam.
Right.
My world takes care of me.
Okay.
And the second is shifting your focus from what you don't want to what you do want.
Right.
The third is accepting whatever happens,
Mm.
knowing it's all working towards your goal.
Okay.
And the fourth is letting go of control,
Gotcha.
trusting the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the chapter gives us like an example of how to apply these
Mhm.
in a real situation.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you have a big exam coming up,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Instead of getting all caught up in the fear and the doubt,
Mm-hmm.
You can say to yourself,
Okay.
if I fail, maybe that's for the best.
Right.
Something even better might be waiting.
Exactly. It's about that mindset shift.
It is. Yeah.
Not pretending you don't care.
Right.
But detaching from that specific result.
Okay.
And embracing the flow.
Trusting that no matter what, it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all working out.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the chapter goes on to talk about some other types of mental junk to clear out. Oh, yeah.
Things like, condemnation, negativity, aversion, like not liking how things are.
Right, and it's a reminder that you're standing in front of that mirror and focusing on what you dislike is only going to reinforce it.
Right. It's about choosing to focus on what we want to create.
That's it.
Not on what we want to avoid.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so we've covered a lot. Energy drains, ways to boost energy, focused intention.
Yeah.
Mirror principles.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
But what about those times when life just feels super overwhelming and you can't even
begin.
Start with this stuff?
Yeah. What do you do then?
What does the chapter suggest?
It says, treat yourself like a crying child.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who needs comfort and care.
That's interesting.
It is.
What does that look like?
Well, it means, do something you enjoy.
Right.
Indulge a little rest.
Okay.
Nurture yourself.
It's like hitting the reset button.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the chapter assures us that the world really does start to mirror a more positive image.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it talks about this idea of a generation shift. As we age, it's easy to lose that optimism.
Yeah, you start to feel like the world's
everything's falling apart.
Deteriorating, yeah.
Yeah.
But the chapter offers hope.
Okay.
You can reclaim that. That wonder and possibility.
Okay, so regardless of age,
no matter how old you are,
we can still have that youthful energy.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not about passively accepting whatever life throws at us.
No, it's about
taking action.
Active, shaping your reality.
And becoming participants.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just
bystanders.
Yeah.
Oh, this is powerful stuff.
It is.
But we've only just scratched the surface.
We've only just begun.
The chapter goes even deeper.
It does.
It explores even more techniques for controlling reality.
Taking control.
And that's where we'll pick up in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, sounds good.
Stay tuned.
All right. So, ready to dive into some more of these techniques for shaping your reality?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm all ears.
Okay, so the chapter kind of picks up with this idea of the target slide, which we touched on a little earlier.
Right.
It's basically about, visualizing your goal as if it's already happened.
Okay, so creating that mental picture of the outcome you want.
Exactly.
We've talked about visualization before, but this chapter seems to take it up a notch.
It does.
Yeah.
The key here is to not just see it as a static image.
Okay.
But to really immerse yourself,
Oh, okay.
Engage all your senses, feel the emotions, see the details, really bring it to life.
So it's like stepping into that reality.
Exactly.
Not just observing it.
No, you're in it.
Okay. So it's about going beyond just seeing it.
Yeah.
And actually feeling what it would be like to live it.
Exactly, like a mental rehearsal.
Oh, like a mental rehearsal.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
And the chapter emphasizes focusing on the end result.
Okay.
Not getting logged down in the how.
Right.
Just trust that the path will unfold.
Which, I'll admit, can be a little hard.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
For someone like me who likes to
plan
and control.
Yeah.
But
letting go can be powerful.
But I can see how letting go that need to control everything could open up new possibilities.
Absolutely. It requires surrender.
Right.
Trusting the universe.
Trusting that it's all going to work out.
Yeah. But when you release that need to control, you open yourself up to things you never even imagined.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we've got our target slide. We're fully immersed in the experience.
Yeah.
What are some techniques to amplify that visualization?
Okay, well, the chapter introduces a few.
Okay.
One that I thought was really interesting is working with energy currents.
Okay.
So you visualize these rising and descending currents flowing through your body while you're focusing on your target slide.
So we're combining visualization with the energy work.
Exactly. It's like we're taking those energy exercises and applying them to specific goals.
Oh, I like that.
It's like a turbo boost
Okay.
for your intention.
Gotcha.
Infusing it with that creative power.
Okay. And there's another technique too, right?
Yeah, it's called the frame.
The frame, okay.
It's about creating a snapshot of your target slide.
Okay.
A vivid image and feeling that captures the essence of your goal.
Okay.
You can call it up instantly, like flipping a switch.
Oh, I love that. It's like a shortcut with your desired reality.
Yeah.
So you can access it anytime, anywhere.
Exactly. Exactly.
Does the chapter give any examples of how to create that frame?
Yeah, it suggests focusing on a specific moment
Okay.
within your target slide that really encapsulates the feeling.
Okay.
So let's say your goal is to write a book.
Okay.
Your frame might be the moment you're holding that finished book, feeling the weight of it, seeing your name on the cover, feeling that sense of accomplishment.
That's a great example.
It's so much more powerful than just visualizing yourself, like sitting at a desk.
Writing.
Yeah, you're capturing the essence of the achievement.
Right, the feeling behind it.
Exactly, and you can amplify this frame even further.
Well, how do you do that?
With the explosion wave.
Explosion wave, okay.
Imagine your energy field expanding outward from that frame.
Right.
Sending that image out like a ripple effect.
Wow. That's a powerful visual.
It's like you're broadcasting your intention.
On a, cosmic level.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there other techniques that work with that idea of, energy projection?
There is one called the outer sphere technique.
Okay.
Have you ever felt your energy membrane?
I don't know if I have.
It's subtle.
Okay.
But you can become aware of it.
Okay.
It's like this invisible boundary that separates you from the outside world.
Okay. Okay.
And this technique involves becoming aware of that sphere and using it as like an antenna to transmit your intention.
So we're not just visualizing.
Right.
We're actually sending out energetic signals.
Yeah, you're broadcasting your desires.
To draw it towards us.
Exactly.
Attracting what we need.
Yes, the people, the resources, the opportunities.
Wow. Okay. And the chapter says it's important to be specific, right?
Very specific.
With our intention.
The clearer you define your goal,
yeah,
the more effectively you can direct your energy.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's another technique, scenery reduction. It's about constantly bringing your thoughts back to your goal.
Okay.
No matter what you're doing.
So it's like filtering everything.
Yeah, through the lens of your target slide.
Oh, you're training your mind to stay focused.
Exactly.
Even when there are, distractions.
Yeah, like you're on a detour.
Yeah.
But you're still headed to the destination.
Okay, so it's like integrating your goal into your everyday life.
Yeah, making it part of your awareness.
Right, not just something you think about every once in a while.
Exactly.
The chapter also suggests using your environment.
Oh, yeah.
To reinforce your visualization.
Yeah, let's say your target slide involves a beautiful garden.
Okay.
When you're walking in the park.
Yeah.
Imagine those trees and flowers as part of your garden.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's about bridging the gap.
Between reality.
Your current reality.
Yeah.
And your desired reality.
Okay, so it's like you're starting to live in that reality now.
Exactly.
Even before it's fully,
manifested,
yeah.
It's about creating that match.
That vibrational match between your inner world
and the outer.
And your outer experience.
Okay, I like that.
That's where the magic happens.
This is starting to feel very real.
It is real.
I could see how these techniques could really shift things.
They can.
But what about those times when you just don't have the energy for all this visualization?
I know what you mean.
Life gets busy.
It does.
We get stressed.
Yeah.
And it's hard to
to
focus.
Yeah. Is there a shortcut?
Yeah, like a shortcut technique.
There is.
Okay.
It's called the goal amalgam.
Okay.
You're essentially handing the responsibility over to your world.
Okay.
You state your intention, trust that it's being taken care of.
Okay.
And then you just enjoy the visualization.
Without all the pressure.
Yeah, without forcing it.
So we're letting go of that need to control.
Yes.
And just trusting.
Trusting the universe.
That it's all going to work out. I like that.
It's about surrendering to a power greater than ourselves.
Okay.
Aligning with the flow of creation.
But it's not just about, wishing, right?
No, it's important to take action.
Okay.
Aligned action.
So if you want to move into a new house, you start,
looking at furniture.
Yeah, looking at furniture, exploring neighborhoods.
Act as if it's already happening.
So it's like sending the universe a signal.
Yes, a clear signal.
Hey, I'm serious about this.
I'm ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Okay, and the chapter even mentions, like, folk customs.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Like touching wood or throwing salt over your shoulder.
Yeah,
You know?
I've always loved that part.
I've always seen those as, like, superstitions. But you're saying they actually serve a purpose?
Well, the author suggests that these rituals,
Yeah.
even if they're unconscious,
Yeah.
can help people focus their intention.
Oh.
Give their desires an extra push.
Like solidifying their commitment.
Exactly.
Oh. Yeah. So with all these different techniques, is there one that's considered the best?
That's the beauty of it.
Okay.
There's no one right way.
Okay.
The chapter encourages experimentation.
Oh, okay.
Try different things.
Yeah.
See what resonates with you.
Yeah.
What feels natural.
Okay, so it's about finding what works for you.
Exactly. And consistency is key.
Okay.
Even just 30 minutes a day
Okay.
can make a huge difference.
Okay, but here's something interesting.
Oh, what's that?
The chapter mentions, like, you might experience some strange anomalies
Oh, yeah.
when you start practicing these techniques.
Yeah, it can get a little weird.
Okay, like what kind of anomalies?
Like people acting out of character or
Yeah.
encountering unusual individuals or
Yeah.
just a general sense that something's off.
Okay.
Like reality is glitching.
That sounds a little trippy.
It can be.
Why does that happen?
Well, the chapter explains it like this.
Okay.
In our normal state of consciousness, our reality flows along a path of least resistance.
Okay.
When we start using these techniques,
Yeah.
we're redirecting that flow,
Okay.
taking a shortcut.
Okay.
And sometimes that means passing through these unusual zones
Oh, okay.
in the alternative space.
So it's like bending the fabric of reality.
Yeah, you're stepping outside the usual flow of events.
Wow. And these anomalies are a sign that we're actually...
Yeah, you're shifting things. Your intention is taking hold.
But it can also be disorienting, right?
It can be, especially at first.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like stepping through the looking glass
Yeah.
into a world where the rules don't apply.
Okay, but this raises a question for me.
Okay.
If we have this power to shape reality, why do we often feel so trapped?
That's a great question.
By circumstances.
Yeah.
Why do we feel like we're at the mercy of events instead of being the creators?
Well, the chapter suggests that we get so caught up in the reflection of reality in the day-to-day drama
Yeah.
that we forget we have the power to step outside of it
Oh, okay.
and change the image.
So it's like we're hypnotized.
Yeah, by our own circumstances.
By our own circumstance.
Believing that things have to be a certain way.
Right. Right.
And as long as we stay in that hypnotic state,
Yeah.
we're at the mercy of the dream.
But we can wake up. Right.
We can wake up.
That's what these techniques are all about.
Exactly. Waking up from the dream.
Becoming conscious creators?
Yeah.
Okay.
It all comes down to shifting our attention from the reflection to the image.
Those mirror principles.
That's exactly.
They're like tools.
They are tools.
For waking up.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like realizing that we're not just characters in the movie. We're the directors.
You are the director.
We have the power to write the script.
Yes. You have the pen.
And that's where this concept of the maker comes in.
The maker. Yes.
All right.
The chapter emphasizes that we all have the right to be the makers of our own reality.
So it's not about being like chosen or special.
No, it's about claiming that power.
That's already within us.
That's already there.
It's not about waiting for permission.
No, you have permission.
We have permission.
It's about deciding.
This is what I want.
And I'm going to create it.
And I'm going to create it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a shift from passive acceptance
Yeah.
to active creation.
Exactly.
Moving from I hope this happens
to I intend for this to happen.
Okay, but what about like the setbacks and challenges?
Oh, yeah. Those are inevitable.
Life doesn't always go according to plan.
It doesn't, but that's where those mirror principles come in.
Okay.
Accepting what happens, detaching from the outcome.
Okay.
The chapter encourages us to see every event,
That's
even the negative one,
Really?
as stepping stones.
Towards our goal.
Yes.
So it's about trusting that it's all working out.
Trusting the process.
Even if it doesn't look like it.
Even if it looks messy.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And that takes like flexibility.
It does, because the mind loves to cling.
Yeah, to its plans.
To its plans, its expectations.
Yeah, yeah.
But we can't know the best way for things to unfold.
So our job is to focus on that end goal.
Yes.
And trust that the universe
will take care of the details.
Will take care of the details, okay?
Yeah.
It's like surrendering to the flow of the river.
That's a beautiful image.
Right. Knowing that it's going to lead us to the ocean.
It will.
Okay, and then you mentioned this concept of outer intention.
Outer intention, yes.
That force that's kind of Like
orchestrating events.
Orchestrating events, yeah.
Guiding us.
Behind the scenes.
Yes.
And when we align with that, we tap into a power that's like
greater than our own.
Way bigger than our own.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not about like pushing and striving.
No.
It's about aligning ourselves with that.
A flow.
That natural flow.
Of creation.
Yeah, and that takes faith, right?
It does.
And trust, letting go of the need to control.
Surrender.
Surrender, yeah.
Yeah.
And just letting the universe do its thing.
Do its magic.
This all sounds so liberating.
It is.
But it also feels like a huge responsibility.
It is.
You know, if we're the makers, we're accountable.
You are accountable.
For everything.
For everything, the good and the bad.
The good and the bad, yeah.
But that's also what makes it so empowering.
Oh, okay.
You're not a victim.
Okay.
You have the power to change your reality.
By changing our action.
Thoughts and actions.
Thoughts and actions, okay.
Yeah.
So we're not just passengers.
No.
We're the drivers.
You're driving.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But let's bring it back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
How do we actually start living as makers?
Well, the chapter encourages us
Yeah.
to start by claiming our right to knowledge.
Okay.
To stop searching for answers outside of ourselves.
So tapping into that inner wisdom.
Yeah, that intuition.
That intuition, that voice that we often
ignore,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's also about being willing to step off the beaten path.
Oh.
You know, forge our own way.
Okay.
All the great discoveries and creations come from those who dare to think differently.
Right, to see things from a new perspective.
Exactly.
So it's about trusting ourselves.
Trusting yourself.
Even when our ideas.
Yeah, even when they're unconventional.
Yeah, go against the grain.
Yeah.
And it's not just about knowledge and creativity.
No.
It's about, like, claiming our right to define what's good and bad.
What's right for you.
Right for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Establish our own internal compass.
Our own set of values.
Yes.
And living in accordance with those.
Exactly.
Regardless of what other people think.
Yeah, breaking free from that need for validation.
So it's about trusting our own inner guidance.
That's where the true freedom lies.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is.
This chapter has given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
I'm feeling a lot of hope.
Hope and possibility.
Possibility, yeah.
Yeah, it's a reminder that we have so much power.
We do.
We're not just products of our circumstances.
Yeah.
We're the creators.
The creators of a reality.
That's amazing.
It is.
So what will you create?
What reality will you choose?
The power is in your hands.
It is.
So this idea of outer intention, it's really got me thinking.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Like, it's almost like there's this, intelligent force working behind the scenes, kind of guiding us toward our goals, even when we're not
aware of it. Yeah, it's like a hidden hand.
Yeah, and the chapter says that when we align our intention with this outer intention,
right,
we tap into this power that's like way bigger than our own willpower.
It's huge.
Yeah, so it's not just about us like pushing and striving. It's more about surrendering to
to a larger flow.
Yeah, trusting that you're being guided.
Okay, trusting that we're being guided.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like recognizing that we're not separate from this creative force, but like
you're a part of it.
A part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And when we align with it, we can achieve things that would be impossible on our own.
It's true.
It makes me think of those times when like everything just clicks.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you're being carried along by a current.
Yeah, you just gotta go with the flow.
Go with the flow and trust.
Trust. Yeah. That's a great way to put it.
And the chapter really emphasizes that trust, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's essential for,
for becoming a conscious creator.
Becoming a conscious creator, yeah.
It's about letting go of that need to control everything.
Right. Which can be hard.
It can be. Especially
in a world that tells us to
strive,
strive and control and
yeah, to force things to happen.
Yeah, like it's all up to us.
Right.
It's a big shift, huh?
It is a paradigm shift.
But the rewards are like
huge. When we surrender to this larger intelligence, we open ourselves up to, possibilities we couldn't have imagined.
It's like we're expanding our capacity to
receive.
Yeah, and allow abundance and joy.
That to flow in.
Yeah. Yeah, and the chapter says this is part of being a maker.
It is co-creating with the universe.
Okay.
Becoming a conduit for that creative power.
But it's not just about, like, passively receiving either, right?
No, it's about taking action.
Okay.
Inspired action.
Okay, so it's that balance again.
It is always that balance.
Of, like, surrender and action.
Yeah, trusting the flow.
Yeah.
But also taking those steps.
Towards our goals.
That's it.
It's like finding that sweet spot.
It is that sweet spot
Yeah.
where you're aligned with the universe.
But also taking action.
Yeah.
Wow. This chapter has really, like,
I know. It's
challenged my assumptions.
It challenges everything you think you know.
Yeah, like a whole new way
Yeah.
of seeing the world and my place in it.
Yeah.
And the chapter ends with this really powerful message. It says, the alternative space contains everything, including the most important thing intended for you personally.
Yeah.
The verdict that you have the right to be the maker of your own reality.
That's it.
Wow, that's huge.
It's big.
It's like we're being given permission to, like,
to step into your power.
up into our power.
Yeah.
To claim our birthright as creators.
That's it.
But what does that actually mean?
I mean, what does it really mean to be a maker?
Yeah, like, how do we live that?
It means recognizing that you have the power to choose.
Okay.
Your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions.
Okay.
It means taking responsibility for your experience and shaping it.
Shaping it consciously?
Consciously, yeah, in a way that aligns with your values.
So it's like moving out of that victim role?
Yes.
And into this, like, empowered creator role.
Exactly. It's a journey.
It's a journey.
Not a destination.
Right.
There will be challenges.
There will be.
Times when we fall back into old patterns.
Right.
But the key is to keep practicing.
Okay, to keep practicing.
Keep reminding yourself of your power.
And to keep choosing to create.
Yes, to create a reality.
That reflects our highest vision.
Exactly.
Wow. This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
I'm so grateful for your insights.
My pleasure.
I feel like I have, like, a whole new set of tools.
Yeah, it's empowering.
It is.
Yeah.
For navigating life.
Yeah.
And creating the reality I want.
That's what it's all about.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
This has been amazing.
Thank you for having me.
And for everyone listening, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
On this journey of exploration.
Keep exploring.
We encourage you to, dive into chapter 19.
Yeah, check it out.
Of Name of Book Yourself.
There's so much in there.
Yeah, and discover even more insights.
It's a goldmine.
And until next time, keep dreaming, keep creating.
Keep creative.
And keep shining your light.
That's it.